Hi guys, FrostFangs here, back with another Paladins video. Hope you're doing well. We're playing some Moji today with her buffed Jubilation, or reverted, depending on how you want to look at it, because I pretty much just put old Boom Boom into the damage talent, but yeah, it's got some issues, or Moji in general damage-wise. Yeah, I'll get into it. Going to keep the intro kind of short though, because a lot of what I said in the other video still applies here. I'm glad they added Boom Boom and it makes it much better. It was a big complaint I had, but it still has the problem of not really having much card support. I have reworked the builds and made these much better. As I said already, she's performing really quite well as a support. She's being picked up quite a bit, and if anything, she's maybe even a little bit too good. They even say in the patch notes they're waiting to see where she sort of settles, but like I just said, I did tweak the build, so specifically with Glimmer, which does work really well to get your shields and spam that more, especially if you don't need the movement. You're going to play a little bit more defensively, a little bit safe, so as a support, she's doing really good. Just like what I said in the other video though, none of these cards are for damage Moji. This is in the healer setup, this is in the healer setup, so is Glimmer. All of these are just healer cards that you're trying to make work in a damage setup, which makes sense because she's a support, right? But considering they dedicated a third of her talents to a damage setup and old Moji, none of the cards really play into it. Compared to healer Moji, I think it's still going to be a really hard sell, because healer Moji is so good at the moment with Split Shine and sort of just spamming the heals and all the stuff you can do with healer Moji, which is really strong. The damage is just weird because you lose all your healing capability for like a mediocre damage playstyle. Alright, so for game 1, Onslaught Foreman's Rise, I think it would be better as a healer here, but yeah, we're going to run it for the video. We've got Cassie, Zin, Fernando, and a Furia versus another Furia, a Kinessa, a Caspian, Azon, and Pip, Jubilation, and then do we go for the one with the shield? It's kind of a bad idea because we've got a Fernando, they might grab Rekka, but Furia and Fernando there in the chat saying that I'm probably the first damage reader they've seen since the rework, which I think shows you that maybe she's having a bit of a hard time, even after the Jubilation change. I imagine it won't necessarily be that much better, but at least it's better, so it's something. There's a Q. Obviously you do have other stuff that's kind of going free. You do have the infinite movement, which is kind of nice. We got rid of the Caspian, lucky Furia Beam, but just like I said in the intro, a bit of a hard sell. I suppose you could focus a little bit more on shielding and stuff and playing like a damage to get the reset easier, but I think it's probably easier to actually get the reset on your friendlies than it is to get them on an enemy. I'm trying my best to be not negative about this, but it's kind of tough considering it plays the way that it does. I hit him 3 times with fully charged shots, and I'm somehow gonna have him die by self-damage. Okay, yeah, Jete Caspian. I don't see how you could realistically play this and shred. Adding Boom Boom to it so it has area damage is pretty much just pushing it from like a 30% setup to what I would imagine is like a 35% setup. It's still very rough. I guess we could ult Azan here, but yeah, he's going to go for his ult. Sure, we'll stack up. There's another hit. I'm now out of meter. The fact that you can run out of meter, by the way, hitting enemies is another thing that I just don't really get. I can heal with it with the right click, but yeah, it's not really healing for that much. I also don't remember it being able to do that before. I don't remember being able to heal whatsoever with this, and I'm pretty sure it was just a full like damage setup. Obviously I can't mark friendlies and do like the whole detonation combo and like the actual full healing setup, but at least now I can heal for a little bit, which is something that I didn't think I could do before. Again, don't know if I'm wrong, but even then, it's still not really a setup I would recommend, and I'm still kind of negative about. But at least now it does heal a little bit, and you maybe want to run a little bit of extra meter so you can do that. But now I think I can at least call it a hybrid setup instead of before where it was just a complete damage shift and very weird in that way. Now you are able to heal a tiny bit with it, which I didn't think you were able to do before. Again, I could be wrong, maybe I just didn't notice it, but I'm pretty sure I made a pretty big point out of that, so if I was wrong, I'm confused. Anyway, big Fury heal, Caspian going for the ultimate. Definitely isn't like a bad setup if you're playing focused around like a duelist sort of thing, but charging up the stacks doesn't really feel that good. I guess you get reset now, which is kind of nice. I kind of wish you could Q and right click at the same time. That'd be kind of cool, but probably way too strong. Just with this setup specifically, I feel like I need it. Don't know why I say my ultimate so much in this one. It's an insta-kill on the Fury. Kind of cheesy. I literally went around for an actual flank there for once. There's a tap on the Kinessa, insta-shield, and then we'll try and clear her. There's a tap, and we'll run around. She doesn't have a teleporter, so this should be kind of free. I say free, still a bit of a struggle there for that to work, but we got it. There, Kinessa and Pip are both shredding, by the way. They're sort of suggesting that Kinessa's shooting, but I don't think she is. I'm pretty sure she's just playing well. To be honest with you, I feel like it really isn't very much different at all compared to before. Like, I'm getting a little bit of a benefit from possibly getting an explosion every now and again, but even then, it's just such a weird setup. Kind of a tough setup to actually make a video on, though, because I'm pretty much cutting it every, like, what feels like 5 seconds because I'm just dying. The right click being able to heal like that, kind of at a range, is kind of nice, and then the shield and stuff, which are getting a little bit more off enemies, but anytime I'm fighting anybody more than just one person, I pretty much die. But there we go, there's E defeat. It's a really tough setup for me to make a video on because I feel like unless I'm 2v1ing somebody, I'm just at a disadvantage. One-on-one kind of sucks. You're not really healing for that much, you're not really damaging that much. You're pretty much just doing everything with Moji, but badly. You're significantly under average on most of the things that you could usually be doing. Your shielding is lower than I think it normally would be. Your healing obviously is. Your damage also isn't good enough to really make up for it, so everything is below par. Just feels kind of weird to, you know, make a video about or talk about, to be honest, because it is better. They added the Boom Boom to it, but you're still missing so much for this to be a good damage setup. I don't know how he just got kicked back. Again, there's weird stuff going on after the hotfix, like I said at the start. I just keep getting kicked from games all the time. I could do a game too, but I really don't think there's anything else I can say. I don't want to just drag out a negative video. I'd rather put my energy and my voice into a more positive one. So I'm going to cut it here. It isn't a terrible setup, don't get me wrong, I don't hate it, it's just not particularly good and just generally kind of underwhelming. Like, your stat will mostly be if you go for it. I don't know why they want to remove you being able to stack on front of these. Maybe it'll make it too good. Obviously I haven't been able to test that, but you're losing Spit Shine by going for the talent, so the damage trade-off is just tilting you more towards damage and less away from healing. Same with Realm Runner, but Realm Runner's a little bit weird. I think there's a few directions they could go with that. I'm interested to see what happens in the future, because they could go really far into damage and make damage cards and really rework stuff, or they could just make it a damage tilt heal emoji, because they're trying to make it like old Moji was, but without the rest of the stuff there. I don't think that's really going to work. One is a lot more work than the other option, but I think the people who wanted to play kind of old Moji will still be happy with being able to heal as an option and hybrid a little bit, but I don't know, maybe I want to make it full damage, in which case it does need more stuff. So either way, the way it is now is strange, is my summary. I'm going to stop yapping because I feel like I'm going in circles here. Weird video, but I hope you have enjoyed it. I wanted to give you my thoughts, at least on where Moji sort of is at the moment. The healer setup is still really, really good. I would highly recommend healer Moji. Spit Shine with the healer setups just go crazy, as I'm sure you've seen in my matches and if you played the game yourself. Thank you so much for watching though. Leave a like if you've enjoyed. I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments. I'll see you guys all very, very soon. And as always, stay frosty.